You're listening to Anime Danime, and welcome to WeeaBoots. Hello and welcome to WeeaBoots, the anime review podcast from GigaBoots. I'm your host, Dan Video Games, and with me is Bob.
Hey.
From GigaBoots. And Hales the Young.
Yes, I am also here.
From Synecdoche.
Again.
It's a throwback. Go watch the last episode. In any case, today...
Shit, was that a throwback to I don't even remember that.
Oh, I explained what a Synecdoche was, where it's a thing.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Or look it up on the internet. Good luck spelling it. You better use Siri. Be like, I'm a brilliant person, Siri. I could spell it if I wanted to, but I'm just testing if you know how to spell Synecdoche.
Did you mean towel?
Just make sure you use Siri and not Bob. Today we're reviewing WorldEnd. What do you do at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? It's an anime.
Can you tell it's a light novel adaptation?
Oh, man. Let me tell you.
I don't know who the fuck started this trend of just ridiculously long, stupid fucking titles for goddamn light novels, but they can go straight to fucking hell.
Yeah, we need to track down that fucking terrorist.
I'm pretty sure Orimo started that, or Orimo started that bullshit, and I hate this goddamn trend that we keep having to make up shortened titled versions of these goddamn shows.
So hey guys, how many episodes did we watch?
Wait, Bob, did you watch more?
We watched 4. Yeah, I watched only 4.
Okay, so you only watched 4. So yeah, we all watched 4.
We watched 2 dub and 2 sub.
Whoa.
Just to check out the dub. Because we're now at the point in the season where we can do that.
Woo!
So what have you guys been up to since the last WeeaBoots?
That's a damn good question. What the hell have I been doing?
We found out our dope retro video game equipment isn't showing up anytime soon.
It's not showing up in time for our dope-ass video game party.
Yep,
Ain't that a bitch?
Time to get some CRTs and pretend it was the plan the whole time.
That's how this works, right?
Time to drive to Michigan and buy a $400 PVM, Bob.
Oh, no.
That time has come. That time is now. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been up to anything other than that.
I've literally worked every day, so not too much.
Me
here,
too.
so,
Yeah, I've pretty much
good.
just been working, packing, getting ready to move.
That's great.
Yeah.
We live exciting lives as YouTubers.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, also making shitty internet videos. I've been doing that too.
Well, that's assumed. It's
Right,
assumed
I mean-
that you
I
just
mean,
shit post, not stop.
Yes.
Like my life consists of go to work, take a shit, make a horrible video, go to sleep,
Yes.
go to work.
Exactly.
He hasn't eaten in weeks.
He just keeps shitting. No one understands it. It's deep, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm pretty sure it isn't. Okay, let's talk about WorldEnd. Bob.
Do we have to?
Who directed it?
It's directed by Junichi Wada.
Whoa, isn't that like some guy at Square Enix?
Maybe.
Yoichi Wada
Yoichi
is the
Wada.
joke.
Oh, I see.
Okay. That's clever, Dan. That was good shit.
It's a good dig. I feel like some of the GigaBoots fandom's like, ha 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 ha. It's like 2 of them. They're laughing like Jay and Silent Bob did at the end of that one Clerks cartoon episode where they couldn't laugh because it would be too loud for the microphones and they would wake up Kevin Smith's mom.
God.
So this
Junichi Wada, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
He has previously directed something we actually watched, the disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan. And
that classic amazing series that we all universally loved.
Yeah.
Gave it a 10 out of 10.
Yep.
You should totally be watching it. Even
Yeah.
better than the original Haruhi.
Yeah, you should definitely go back and watch that episode of...
No, don't watch it. Just take our current word for it and go watch The Disappearance of Yuki Nagato.
Yeah.
And Ragnar Strike? Something like that.
Ragnar
Angels.
Strike Angels.
Those are his two directing
What
credits.
are those? Are those movies? Or...
Those are both anime TV shows.
Oh, I see. For Japanese television.
Yes. And American streaming, at least, or some of them.
I'm so fucking thrilled that asshole's running his vehicle right now.
Yeah, right.
Hey, they actually drove away.
Oh, cool.
That's not usual for Bob's neighbors. They usually turn the car on and go, "Holy shit, cars! Am I right?"
I gotta let it warm up. It's a motorcycle. You're not getting any warmer in your
hour.
So the original creator, Bob, who is it?
It's Akira Karen, who apparently did some writing for Summon Night 5, which is a video game.
Oh.
Yeah.
What
Have you
what
looked
game
up
is it?
like what platform it's on?
I think it's the DS.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I feel like I've seen it, but I have never played them.
Yeah.
Summon Night sounds like it'd be part of the Shin Megami Tensei series.
It is not.
Oh.
On anime production, we've got C2C, who did Tenchi Muyo Ryo Oki, and OVA. I'm not saying OAV. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it's the one from last year. So it's
M3, The Dark Metal.
Wait, did that actually come out last year? I thought
I
that
guess
was
only the first episode or something.
Okay. 'Cause I haven't seen any
Aquarion
of it.
logos.
Yeah, the C2C here actually works with other studios a lot. So they did Aquarion logos with Satellite.
Oh, so they're like Concept.
I guess.
Satellite, Bob.
It is satellite. It's just
Satellite?
a different way of spelling satellite,
Yeah,
guys.
I saw-
Fucking
I saw-
Japan.
That's where I saw it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Xeon, it's pretty bad when Bob gets the point of a dumb name before you.
Well, fuck the Japanese and their dumb names.
it's the guy who defends every name in DBZ.
Put it in!
I don't defend them. I just fucking pronounce them the same thing.
I just fucking beat people over the head with them.
It's different.
I don't defend guns. I fire them at people.
But yeah, okay.
But
I'm
yeah,
a huge Columbine apologist.
you are. There's one thing I would like if somebody was like, "Hey, Hales Leon wrote you down as a reference. What can you tell me about him?" I would be like, "He was a real Columbine apologist. Guy was heavy into the Doom scene. Oh, and shooting squirrels." In any case, and C2C worked with Satellite, as we kind of just brought up. Satellite did The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan, Log Horizon, and Time and Eternity. The first two, anime, TV series. The
Right.
last one,
A video game. You can look up
Toa.
quick play.
yeah, we have a quick play. It's in the description. Be sure to click that and subscribe.
Well, it's in your description.
You better put it in your description, motherfucker. I will delete this episode. I will come to your house. I will steal your phone and delete your episode. But yeah, let's talk about the series.
Yeah, Dan, describe the show.
So this show takes place in the future when humanity's died and has been dead for centuries, but a bunch of furries are alive and other monsters and things, and they live in floating colonies, and the surface of the planet is fucked.
Kind of reminds me of Blaze Blue when you put it like that.
Yes, no, it's super fucking Blaze Blue, which is insane because of all the things to steal the plot from. Blaze Blue? Really? You fucking... most people
That
aspire...
explains why is this so goddamn convoluted? Because I felt like there were so many extra layers of information. I'm like, why is there so much extraneous bullshit in this plot? Now that you're saying that they're ripping off Blaze Blue, that makes so much goddamn sense.
Most people go, "Hey, Die Hard, that's a script you should look up to." But these people, they're way more woke. They're like fucking Blaze Blue, definitely Blaze Blue. Yeah, they're ancient beasts that are super powerful, hard to kill. We need ancient weapons from legendary type enlightened beings who can wield these weapons to defeat those ancient beasts. And speaking of which, they have basically engineered or created these fairies to wield said weapons to defeat ancient beasts because the ancient beasts are just roaming around. Not at the speed of sound, but they've got places to go. They're going to follow their rainbow.
So
Important.
So basically, there's this big lumbering kaiju that are just kind of just there, and maybe are they actually aggressive, or are they just kind of lumbering fucking monsters?
Well, they apparently are sending shit up to fuck up floating islands, and they don't even have to try that hard. So
But yeah,
all
I
the
guess we haven't
fairy.
actually seen what they look like this far into it.
Wasn't there one of them?
They
with
showed-
the
Yeah,
main
they showed
character?
one of them when they did the flashback.
The
They
dialogue.
did the flashback, but that might not have been the same sort of creature that they ended up being.
It did say it would resurrect in a century, and
It
Yeah.
did.
Because it's like 17 of them, right?
yeah, it's 13.
13? Whatever.
Whatever, it's a fuckload. It's enough to make a billion books about.
Right.
That's exactly how many it is. Actually, my inspiration was not Blaze Blue. It was, what's the name of the visual novel one? Blazo Blue?
X-Blaze.
X-Blaze. Yeah.
Because Blaza Blue is the DS game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was dumb as shit.
Yes,
but,
it was.
But whatever. Blaze Blue's dumb as shit. It's okay. It's okay.
Is it, Dan?
Yeah, actually it is.
Oh, okay.
I'm okay with Blaze
Now,
Blue
is it
being
okay
dumb.
for this to be dumb as shit?
Well, I don't get to mash buttons and beat people up as Tager, so it does lose a couple points there. There's no Tony Oliver in this dub, so it loses a couple points there.
But also, there's lollies.
That's also losing a couple points there. But yeah, the fairies are all...
Blaze Blue doesn't have that covered.
Nope.
I mean, there's a guy who
Not a one.
gives a really deep tissue back massage to a shirtless 15-year-old girl.
And that was episode 2. They get to it.
Right?
Not as much as I would say. Oh shit! What the hell was that one show? Dancing the Vampire Bun.
Oh my God.
Where the guy just gives like naked vampire loli oil massage all over her non-tits.
And that was like...
That was episode 2.
I don't think I made it past that. And she was like even younger. She was...
No, Bob, she was 300 years old.
Yeah,
don't
Jesus,
don't,
weren't
don't
you
you start
watching?
like discriminating people for their appearance, you goddamn bigot.
Fair enough.
Jesus, Bob. Yeah, and that's sort of the series. It's trying to be about child soldiers and how fucked up that is. It's trying to be really heavy and be like, oh man, all these fairies are like 15 and even younger, and it's so delectable. But we gotta send them off to war, and that's so sad. So I should grope them just a little before they go. Oh man, I hope they're okay, because when they get back, I'm gonna fuck her. And that's I'm not even exaggerating. That's kind of the series. Like, it gets heavy, and the funniest part, hands down, consistently every episode, multiple times, the writing really veers hard into deep, isn't it? Or, oh man, this is so fucked up.
Yeah, just every
But it's not like he's exclaiming it. It's more like he notes it.
I feel like they don't push it as hard as say like A Comet Got Killed, where it was just like, oh man, everything is so dark and they're dead and it's awful and they're all dead.
It's the difference if the exact same events in the first episode of A Comet Got Killed happen, but instead of being overly emotional, the main character's just like, that's really messed up.
Okay, so the difference here is, like, in A Comet Got Killed, they show you dark, fucked up things. In this series, they just constantly talk about the dark, fucked up things that are happening, which happen all off screen.
All I'm saying
and
is
it's all implied.
Hideo Kojima and Platinum should have written this. That way we would have kid brains in jars.
Right? the most dark of futures.
Who needs lowly fairies when you have crazy eyeball brains? And Raiden with his amazing voice acting.
But yeah, like whenever it isn't doing
Ryan
the
is a
whole...
saint.
Yeah,
Yes.
like whenever this series, though, isn't veering into, oh, child soldiers are so fucked up. Oh, we're sending these children to war, they can die, and blah, blah, blah. You know, these fairies are gonna, like, kamikaze the monsters and stuff. When it's not doing that, it is like, haha, you have a thing for little girls, don't you? Wink, wink, nod, nod. Oh, I really love children. Oh, really? No, not like that. Oh, grr. And then it's like, we need to train you guys. Happens off screen.
Yeah, that was the fucking craziest thing when they're like, we're about to go off this battle, and I'm gonna make sure you get strong. Well, see ya.
Yeah, then it immediately transitions to them like getting ready to go on the ship because like, you know, we have like 5 days to like get you guys ready for this thing, and then like it just transitions to them in uniform,
Waving
about to
them.
get on the ship. It's like,
Right,
wait,
that's
so we're
like-
not going to see the training that you were talking about giving them?
No, this
And
is
then-
not distinctly shonen.
And then the next episode, it's like 1 month later.
Hey, half a month.
Okay, sorry.
That's 15 days.
Okay, half a month later.
And the main character's just like, I guess all I can do is wait.
And all that the majority of that episode is him hanging around with the little green-haired loli who's
Who
like
is
obsessed.
like 13.
Yeah, who's like obsessed with like lizard people movies and she like has to go to the doctors or whatever, and then like that's that whole fucking plot of that episode. And then at the very end,
I want Citizen Kane summarized like this. He fucking like a snow sled.
like fucking snow globes and sleds and shit, man.
Fucking, he's a
It's
douche.
so goddamn deep.
Movie over. The guy's a douche. Just don't watch it. What a dick.
So yeah.
But yeah, no, that actually isn't too far off.
Yeah, and then like at the end of the episode, it's just like, oh no, the mission failed.
It's
Yeah,
fucking.
they try really hard at the end of that episode to make you try and feel bad.
And the best part is right before that, they're like, there's a magical, like they don't cover it until this moment. They're like, there's a magical field around the battle, so we don't know what's happening until that message comes back. And why didn't they cast me? Like the main character should have been me and doing that voice.
No, it should have been Jerry Jewell.
Or Jerry Jewell.
Yeah, honestly,
both would have been perfect.
Like of all the times you keep saying this character should have been voiced by Jerry Jewell, this is the one time where I'm like, man, that guy really should have been voiced by Jerry Jewell. For once, Dan is goddamn correct on that.
I'm always right. It should always be Jerry Jewell.
Including the little blue-haired lolly and the green-haired lolly and the cat girl lolly.
Yes. We leave the purple one because she played Tomoko Kuroki in
There you go.
And
no one else survives being Jerry Jewell.
No, it's the Jerry Jewelling. But let's talk about the characters.
There are
the main
characters?
Yes.
Oh.
They have hard to say names. So Willem Kamesht is the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone remember the name of his species or whatever?
I mean,
the Ewan.
I can't even pronounce it. I couldn't. Like I kept seeing it, and I was like, I can't say that word. Why don't you just fucking say human? He's a goddamn human. You fuckos.
Well,
don't fucking make up words. It's such a fucking like staple of shitty goddamn fantasy or sci-fi.
Look, he's a gear. He's feeling guilty.
Look, he's Ragnar. He's not freaking Soul, okay?
Completely different, okay?
But yeah,
we got the best writers.
but yeah,
they were humans, and then the weird future they call them something else.
Ellen Mext or whatever.
Something.
In any case, so yeah, you could describe him as trying to play cool and being a lot aloof, but like eventually his heart is warmed by these young,
supple little girls.
Succulent lollies. So, he's like, oh, I'm going to make you all pudding. And they're like, oh, we love you. And he's like, damn right you do. I really should voice this guy. This would be a much better anime. It's not that I care or anything, Baka.
Yes, if he was just Duke Nukem, that would have been pretty great.
It would have been. Either that or Soldier 76. Just get some rasp in there. It's like, man, why does you sound so raspy?
But yeah,
by the way, like every WeeaBoots review, we're going to spoil the shit out of the first few episodes.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to talk about, we're comprehensively going to talk about the first few episodes, but the series is supposed to be at least 12 episodes. I think.
Yeah, it's going to
Funimation said 12.
Okay.
Yeah, the app said 12. And it wasn't like throwing up.
To me.
That's fucking golden.
At the pace that this show is going at, I have no fucking clue. Like
how it makes it 12.
Yeah, they do just seem to be blowing through everything. They even do the cold open in the first episode where it's like, oh man,
oh my god, that cold open.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Yeah, no,
Let's talk about the cold.
I always hate cold opens like that.
See, I don't mind cold opens as long as it leads into something and eventually is contextualized by the end of the first episode. Here we are 4 episodes in, and that cold open is yet to be fully fucking or contextualized at all.
That seems like it's going to be the end of the series.
Yeah, and I fucking hate when they do that, where like the cold open is just the goddamn end of the series.
Yeah, once again, I want to hear Citizen Kane summarized in this tone. Fucking, we get it. He was a douche. He's dead now. Get over it.
Spoiling Citizen Kane, Dan.
I know. It's only twice as old as any of us. If not older.
Right.
I think it's like 70 years old.
Yeah, it's wow.
Jesus. Yeah, no, he got it down. Idea. Everyone else was a scrub. I love the fucking... sorry, slight tangent. I love the story behind Citizen Kane. Because, like, every cinematographer back then, every filmmaker is just like, oh, man, I wanted to try these ideas. And, he's like, no, this movie's the best movie. So I watched it 70 times. And now I know everything. And he did. he was a high-functioning autist. It was beautiful. Like, fucking, if any filmmaker nowadays was just like, every movie's dog shit but this one, and I watched it 80 times. It was like Spielberg. That would be beautiful. Admittedly, as I understand it, Spielberg did that for Citizen Kane, so
There you
the
go.
cycle continues. But yeah, okay. Having covered the main character and sort of covered the cold open.
Okay, well, the main character, though, you forgot to mention how, like, you know, he's like 500 something years old, that he was petrified by, like,
536.
Yeah, something. And, you know, he was petrified, and they woke him up after
He
they
was
found
cursed with petrification by one of the ancient beasts right
Yes.
as it died, and he was discovered by the caretaker of the secret facility.
And now he's the last of the peoples.
Yep.
It doesn't really seem to be
Which,
plot relevant
I
to the
mean,
mere fact that
They're
he
like,
is.
I feel
we
like-
couldn't communicate with him because he didn't speak our language, but he had a pendant that let him speak our language. And I'm like, what? Why did you write any of that sentence?
Right? Oh my god,
Look, it's there because it is a video game. If you haven't noticed, every light novel is just a video game.
Because
Yeah,
that's all
all
their
they know.
warped minds
God, yeah,
understand anymore.
the-
This one, Blaze Blue. It just is.
Yeah, the writing in this show drives. Just get through the characters so I can bitch about the writing.
Okay, sure. Because we haven't done that already.
Well, I want to bitch more. I have very specific things.
The main love interest is Tali Nota Signorius.
Yeah, they tried too hard in these names. They always just abbreviate it.
I know, it's like
the
my
show.
when I wrote the original script for SBF the series and I gave everyone ludicrous last names, that was this.
Right.
So yeah, Sonorius. Every time I saw that pop up, I didn't connect that was that character's last name. I just kept thinking it was some fucking weird terminology for something that I just hadn't put together yet.
Yeah, I was like, either that's some character I haven't met or it's some weird terminology. Eventually, I feel like there was enough sentences where I was like, okay, maybe it's her. It's probably her. I hope to God it's her.
Yeah, because he flip flops on, like, you know, what he calls her.
Well, that's because he's tsundere.
Right.
Moving on, we have a bunch of characters that don't matter.
Yeah,
And-
pretty much.
And
It's-
Limeskin, who is a lizard man military officer.
Yes.
Limeskin's the guy from Altered Beast in dragon form. He just stands up awkwardly on two legs like he's human until his neck where it cranes out at 90 degrees.
It doesn't do that in the show, but everything else is accurate. He has the decency to wear pants.
Look, he has a beautiful dragon body. He deserves to be proud of it in Altered Beast. But yeah, Bob, would you describe any of these other characters as essential to understanding what the series is about, or
I mean,
like?
I guess not. The two other main girls that are also
Fairies.
fairies,
Fairy leprechauns.
yes, are somewhat important, but not like heavily.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I mean, they're there, but they don't really seem to impact the story as of right now. They just seem to be there to, like, flirt with main guy and just kind of have interactions with him and not really impact the story in any, like, basically they're there to make blue hair jealous.
They were also there to make you sad if they killed them, I guess.
Right. You're supposed
Yeah.
to attach to their character archetypes, so that way when they die, it's super sad.
Oh, oh my god, I love when what was it, Catgirl sits there and explains their archetypes. And it's
Yeah.
like, so just so you know, I'm the boisterous, loud one. This is like, the kind of aloof one. She's the tsundere, and it's like, just so you know, right out the gate, who's who, and you can pick your character archetype that you want to attach yourself to.
That was the beginning of episode 2.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, Xeon is not exaggerating. That is actually how that went.
Yeah, she literally says that you can pick your
20,
type.
30 seconds.
She
there.
actually says you can pick your fucking type.
Again,
Which I feel like is just
this
she's
is-
talking to the audience.
this is a light novel.
Yeah.
That means it's actually a video game.
I
It
was
went
actually,
into dating sim right
I was
then.
actually going to say that scene and those moments when they need to drive into the audience how sick something is, and they don't do it by the main character yelling, but they just talk about, they're just children soldiers. They're so young. Like, those two things are the things I'm noticing light novels do, where it's just like, man, you don't respect your audience at all, and you're a video game and slutty.
Okay, so you know what really upsets me about, like, the whole child soldier, like, grimdark narrative thing?
Yeah.
is that I've been watching a lot of classic Universal Century Gundams lately, and
that'll fuck up your anime standards, let me tell you.
Yeah, and like like that does the whole child soldier, like like teenagers going into war, dying narrative.
Yeah.
And it is a plot point. Like, man, this is really fucked up to have children fighting in these battles, but it's a necessity. And they kind of talk about it, but it's never just hammering it into you constantly. Like, oh, this is so grimdark. It's just like, oh, it's so fucked up. It's just like characters will be like, man, it's really fucked up that we have to use kids for this. It's like, yeah, but it's a necessity of war right now. It's we don't have better options. And like the characters will go back and forth every so often to talk about like that on a philosophical level, but it's it's also a necessity. And here it's just like, oh man, it's so fucked up that this is what we're doing to these children. It's just like, but like characters aren't talking about this. It's just they're thinking about it to themselves.
Well, like no, they do literally say it a few times, but I don't think they do anything with the dialogue as the main problem with it. Like in the original Gundam, Mobile Suit fucking Gundam,
from 1979.
Well, they basically it's just they are the child soldiers, and they're like, this is really fucked up. We're just trying to live, like as they deal with it. Right. And that's a good way to communicate that. But the problem here is that the fairies, this is their understood norm. Like one of them falls from a huge drop and busts her skull open, so she's like bleeding profusely and just doesn't even care. She's like, whatever.
Yeah, they actually don't care. So I think that's another problem with this is that like the characters whose lives are actually at risk here don't even actually care about their own well-being.
But see, isn't that even more fucked up?
Oh yeah, it's so dark, Dan.
It's pretty.
It's so
we
fucking.
made them that way.
It's so fucking edgy.
They're child soldiers. This is after the S3 program, right?
Yeah.
I need to go cut myself while listening to Linkin Park.
Yeah, main character guy made me think about Linkin Park a lot. The first episode, especially.
So
1 and 2. I think by the end of 2, when he gets his grope on, he sort of stops being as Linkin Park.
Right. So I want to talk about just how disjointed some of this writing is, how bad some of it is. Because we already talked about like literally Cat Girl sits there and like spells out the archetypes and tells you to pick the one that you like the most.
Yeah, it's really cynical like that.
And then Bob talked about the cold open, which is yet to be fucking addressed or even contextualized. So there's that going on.
Okay, so here's real quick. You can continue, but here's my slight diversion while you collect your thoughts some more. Okay, so how I was like, I'm not that attached to the last anime reviewed, episode 30 of WeeaBoots, because the dialogue and writing itself doesn't seem to really work well, and I kind of think its writing is bad. I think the writing here is doing exactly what it does, and it's a fucking monster for doing it. And it's not like this guy's like, I don't know how to write. He's like, look, as I write so brilliantly. And I'm like, fuck you. It's not as bad as a Guy Gaylor game, like a WorldEnd Hell game we've covered.
Oh my god!
But he mastered because once again it's competent. Right? That's what makes the difference here. Like, I think this is competently doing exactly what it wants to do. And at the same time, you just want to stand up in the audience and go, fuck you, at the guy on stage. Because it knows what it's doing. Here's the conflicting part. Did you have some more writing stuff you want?
I wanted to bring up, so when they explain, like, what the fairies are and, like, how, like what their purpose is, and like they start introducing.
They introduce 3 more words for things that already have words.
The troll girl who's talking to the main guy.
Yeah.
She
the main head of the secret weapons facility that is the fairies.
Yeah. So she talks about like the 13 beasts and these weapons that are used to kill them, and but like. She brings it up, and then main guy goes, oh, yeah, I know that. And then they start talking to each other about these events that they already know about. And I fucking hate when it's like...
Look, Hideo Kojima is the best writer of our time. Every montage of Metal Gear Solid where it's just unnecessary questions from Snake. I love those.
Right?
Metal Gear, lights, ID card.
What thing is
no, it's that bad. It's that bad.
I know
it really is.
Lights. I don't remember that one.
They get that bad, Bob. Don't even pretend. We'll go watch it again.
Okay, like maybe I need to go back through Metal Gear. Was that Metal Gear Solid, the first one? Or?
Fucking all of them.
Right.
Fucking Snake is dying in 4, and he still finds the time to go, nano machine.
It's just
naked monkeys.
But yeah, the mere fact that characters are talking to each other, like, you know, they're not explaining it to each other. They're explaining it to the audience because the characters themselves already know, and it's the most unnatural, stupid fucking dialogue, and I hate when any fucking show does that or movie or anything does that.
I'm not 100% sure that the main character knew that.
No, he does, because he's the one that goes, oh yeah, like, you know, the beast, because he
knows that from the old times, like 500 years ago, but he doesn't know the inherent part, and I think that's what she was supposed to be explaining.
But then, like, when they get to, like, the sword room, he even knows all about the swords as well.
Yeah, because he had those.
Yeah.
He literally trained with those back in those times.
Yeah, so, he already knew about the beast,
that's
he already knew about the swords.
Jay's problem.
Okay.
To Jay, a lot of these scenes come across as, hey, I sure love masturbation. Yes, I too. Tell me more about penis.
It's just that these characters talking back and forth about things they already know. Like afterwards, after
I love the BK menu.
Yeah.
You know, after they get done establishing like the beast and the swords and stuff, you know, then they get into like the fairies and like their purpose within it. But like, you know, these characters had to first establish the beast and the swords to each other when they already knew about them. And that's what bugged the shit out of me.
He didn't know that she didn't know that he knew what the swords were, so she thought it would be a surprise that those things were there, and she'd have to explain it.
Yeah, but then he explains it to her who already knows, and that's the thing that
he knows the other side of it, where they're not called dog weapons; they're called those other things. So I feel like
once again, it's another scene where they came up with another word for a thing, and that's the whole point of the scene.
I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying it's not just like flawed entirely.
Yet again, see, that's the thing. It doesn't come off as like functionally disjointed. It comes off as like padding. It comes off as we don't know how to intelligently bestow the audience with this information other than let's show it happening. Let's do a recap of time. Instead, it's like two characters sitting there talking about how much they love masturbation and then elaborating on what a dick is.
Yeah. Speaking of padding, the entire first half of the first episode, the cold open, him going through the city, him meeting blue-haired girl just coincidentally who happened to also be in this, dorm room for like Xavier School for Gifted Fairies.
Yes.
Like that whole thing, like that whole segment could have been entirely cut. You could skip the first 10 minutes of the first episode and have not missed anything.
Hello, I'm Professor Charles Xavier, and this is my institution. You are under arrest.
So, like, there's that, and then what was it? Another bit of disjointed writing in episode 4.
Yeah.
What was it like? It jumps to them, I think, like in a bar talking.
Yeah.
And then it like I think like after the intro, it's like him having a dream that all the girls are dead, and then like he wakes up on like the airship, and then it goes back to them at the bar, and I'm like, wait, is that the same bar they were at? Was this not shown in chronological order, or were they at a bar, got on a ship, and now they're at a bar again?
Yeah, in classical screenwriting, that would be considered really, really bad. Because you open on a huge time jump from the last episode. Mm-hmm. You go immediately to a dream sequence after the intro. You go immediately to a ship we've never seen before, and then you do a time jump back to where it started.
Episode 4 is really unrelenting. It's so bad.
Such a disjointed fucking mess.
And it's weird because it wasn't a beach episode, and yet it fucking felt like one. It's like, hey, let's go sightseeing. And I'm like, yeah, sightseeing some real ass boobs. But the only person around is this 13-year-old girl, and I'm like,
there's no tits there. None of them have tits.
This anime is terrible.
Except for the ogre girl or troll.
Hi, I'm Hale Zeon, and this is how I talk. This episode's terrible because it doesn't have enough boobs.
I'm just saying. I mean, there are no girls old enough to have boobs, and though it still tries to tantalize you with like with like the 15-year-old deep tissue back massage thing.
It's just the sort of thing that makes you look back on Love Tyrant and go, man, I miss me some big old titties. I remember when anime was good 2 weeks ago.
The non-tits in here are way better animated than the tits that were in Love Tyrants.
You don't look at these flat chests and go, no, that's not possible. That's just not unreal. That's just not realistic. Yeah, so my problem with the writing is, a bit of what Xeon's talking about, where it's like, it's a lot of padding. It's not a lot of, like, functionally impossible dialogue of, like, no one says that. It's a lot of, like, yeah, this happened this many years ago. And he's like, yeah, that was terrible. And then she doesn't shut up.
Yeah,
like, I have that dialogue with my coworkers a lot. One in specific, where it's just like, yep, I know. Please let me free.
No.
Yeah, it's
no, the audience doesn't know yet.
A lot of exposition, a lot of info dumping.
But, like, here's the weird part. If not for the groping scene in episode 2, if not for how gropey and uncomfortable that got, I honestly would be okay with this anime. Like, I might even recommend it to someone. It's trash, sure, but it has an interesting universe, and it's kind of neat. Like, I don't care that it's fucking stolen as shit from Blaze Blue, which I love that I had to just, like, hit the high notes for Bob to be like, oh, shit. That shit's jacked. That's my car.
Yeah, no, I kind of was thinking that a while back.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, they're
like,
on floating islands.
Floating islands.
There's
tiny
There's
cities.
beasts going around.
Ancient beasts. Superpowers.
This guy's from the past.
Ancient weapons. Guy from the past who doesn't have a recollection of the interim. Okay. You did it.
Wow.
I guess we don't know how old the main character is, like, before he's frozen.
Oh.
I guess he could also be 15. This is anime.
Well, that one
He
chick...
has kids.
Yeah.
Before the time jump.
They call him Papa, but that seems more like a...
Yeah, they call him Pops.
But
I didn't get
the
that.
thing it keeps flashing to is his wife and 2 kids.
No, there's like a whole orphanage. And he even his wife, quote, is calling him Papa.
Yeah.
So I think that he's just running the orphanage.
Sometimes they're into that.
Look, I'm not saying that's not true.
Maybe it's his daughter wife. You ever think about that?
You are my daughter, wife. I'm fucking 13. Yeah, honestly, the animation really isn't bad. It didn't trigger me too many times. When Halcyon brought up the fucking ounce of training we get in episode 2, where it was puddles on the ground and then cloud shadows. That was the only animation thing that really triggered me, aside from the giant CG ship that shows up to shit on the episode every now and again.
Right.
I don't mind the CGI ship.
I don't mind CGI ships in general. This one I mind. Like, it's animations where it's like fins are coming out to the side and gesticulating as much as possible, and it's like, and I'm just
very
like,
fancy.
See, like, I mean, like I'm always cool with like steampunky like airships. So I actually thought that looked cool. Like the things that bothered me is just like characters' postures, the way they sit and stand, kind of feel very unnatural. It's just they're kind of drawn oddly a lot of the times. Like they're drawn very stiff looking. Like, you know, it's like that's not a normal posture for someone to take. Or like when people are like in group shots, just the way that they drawn at angles. It always looks just a little weird, a little off. Like, just like these guys need to go back and like take some anatomy classes, because it just looks a bit off.
And just don't have enough 2D anatomy classes. How do I draw 2D waifus with this stupid 3D anatomy course?
And then like, you know, going back to like that training segment, like I feel like I had like a really bad sense of like, you know, it had a really bad sense of space. Like, yeah, where the characters were spatially and what they were doing.
It would have been much better if they just, I don't know, communicated telepathically and melted into an ocean of being.
No.
And then, like, you know, like
Dan,
it has a lot to look up to.
Like, and then you had like the puddles on the ground where it's like, oh, like she landed in a puddle, but there wasn't a splash. And then like, oh, maybe it's the shadows from the clouds. But then later on, that becomes like a visual thing.
I think it was supposed to be both.
Right.
That's the weird part. And yeah, it was really jarring and shitty. Like, that totally was the worst looking part.
Yeah.
Time for the Blu-ray.
Oh, God. And then, like, so, like, okay, like, whenever he, like, at the end of the last episode, I noticed, and this is something that really bugged me, is whenever he's hugging Blue Hair, and she's, like, trying to, like push him off a bit, like her hand is like 3 times smaller than it should be, and it was really weird.
It did look a little weird and stiff.
Especially considering like her hand was in the foreground, her head's in the background. I'm like, why is her hand so tiny?
She's like, help me.
So yeah, like I mean, it's not like hideous looking. It's not Love Tyrant terrible.
It's
but
not
I
even
still
like
think...
half of WeeaBoots animes. Like I feel like a lot of what we cover looks terrible.
Yeah.
I think Satellite usually turns in a pretty good effort, other than the disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan.
Ramon, you catch.
Yes.
Did that look bad? Because I don't remember looking bad.
It looked really plain.
Yeah, I mean,
it
it looked plain as shit, but I mean,
especially
so
since you had a direct comparison.
Even more plain than this, because this uses lots of bright colors and that sort of thing.
It has bright colors. It's more interesting. Sorry.
It is brilliant, literally. The meaning of the word brilliant. So at least that's something over
I will
Nagato
say, like,
Yuki-chan.
Satellite, I mean, like, I've seen Log Horizon, and Log Horizon is off-model frequently, but it's way more visually interesting than this show is.
James Gilmore, I know you're not listening to this, but fuck you.
What?
He kept laughing at me talking about the log mode on my camera, and he's like, log!
God damn it.
He's fucking James Gilmore.
He is such a classy, mature man.
Yeah. God. But, yeah, Bob, would you agree that say this is on the better end visually of most animes we review?
I feel like it. I mean, they really cut budget on that fight scene. That was like absurdly bad. But the opening, like cold open fight scene had budget.
The whole first episode used a lot of budget.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it all went. Because in the other 3 episodes, they didn't fucking have that. And the other 3 episodes didn't even have fight scenes. Like, it had like the little training sequence that wasn't even very well animated.
They used all their budget on those next 2 episodes on scenes of little girls falling over.
That's true.
They did.
And that had a lot of budget and was pretty nice.
They pissed it all away on that deep tissue massage in episode 2.
That's true. There was a lot
There's
there.
a lot of leg twitching and sweat and flesh.
That scene went way too far.
It really did.
God,
I can't recommend this to anyone.
Oh my god! Like they even had like the moaning, just like like her face. They even show her toes curling. The only other time I have seen toes curl in an anime like that is what that scene when Shinji's watching Masato get fucking pounded by her boyfriend. That's the only other time I can think of it in an anime where I saw toes curling that well animated in a series.
It's fucking true.
Yeah,
that was straight up that tier of
scene,
visceral.
And that scene was like poignant and meaningful. Like,
well, okay. More importantly, the intent of that scene is to make you discomforted and alienated by how visceral that felt.
Yeah, like
what
you're supposed to feel.
Does that say?
And here it's like you're supposed to feel kind of aroused. I'm pretty sure. And here I just felt really goddamn uncomfortable, like I did when I saw that scene in Ava. Is that I actually felt more uncomfortable watching this.
Yeah, because as Eric often says, and I felt this way before he brought it up to me, but it's a very good point of reference as a human being. Sometimes when you watch something and you can tell the people who made it go, "You're into this," you just get fucking angry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or grossed out. And that's kind of how that felt with that scene where it's just like,
there's nothing else in that show that is even that far at all, which is weird.
It was fucking weird when 2 episodes later, when he thought she died, he hugs her. I thought he was going to start pounding her on the ground on the spot. Oh, thank God you're not dead. Time for butter cake.
Oh,
God damn it.
I'm not going to talk about butter cake.
No, don't.
Too late.
But Bob, you have more thoughts?
I mean, that's totally out of left field and feels like it's a totally different anime, like one of the just straight up smut animes that releases every season.
Yeah, and like Theon was saying, the intro was also another thing where you could just remove it from this because it seems like it came from another anime.
Yeah, no, that should not have been there.
Like, not the cold open, but the whole thing after that.
Yeah,
where it's sightseeing
honestly,
and whimsy and it's so weird. It doesn't tonally fit.
Like that first part feels like it should have been part of it really sets the tone for kind of like this light, bouncy, fun little fantasy adventure series, which is like what I thought I was signing up for. I was like, like based off of
true.
that.
Yeah.
It did almost come off as like Ghibli.
You know, I thought like maybe it was gonna start off like that, maybe get like a little grimdark and action heavy near the like later episodes or whatever, but no, it just gets super grimdark.
I thought it was gonna be Sam.
It's just way too try hard. Oh.
Bob, what do you have any specific comments to make about any part of this?
I feel like what got me going through all these episodes, like because I watched these before. Don't take it that way. That's not what I meant. What kept me going? What kept me going between each episode? Wait me to watch the next one.
You needed a break.
Because I was watching this as it came out, was the mystery elements with the main character.
Yes. Okay.
And figuring out like, okay, he's flashing back to 500 years ago. That's kind of interesting. And we kind of spoiled that in here. So
I mean, it's in the first 4 episodes.
it is.
It's fair game.
It's true.
And
I feel like they really just unload all that like right away in episode 3. Like I feel like that was the main point of what was keeping me interested in the series.
Yeah, and to me, it feels like not only did they do that, but they did it in micro levels, like the speech thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't need to have a medallion on him to speak the same language. They could have shown him adapting. Right. They could have taken any moment to enjoy that element of it.
Lore of it.
But instead it's like he couldn't speak our language, but then he put this hat on.
Yeah, and can I just say though that like you know, even like the mystery of like, oh man, he's like 500 years old or whatever, and then like you find out all that is like, oh, he was petrified and then we unpetrified him and now he's the last of the humans. That's all it ends up being. And it's like, oh, that's a lot less interesting than what I was kind of thinking. I was like, oh man, is he like some sort of weird immortal? Is he enchanted? And he's
there's
like
still a bit more mystery with him because his bones are broken and his organs are fucked up, and that's not because of the petrification curse. That's because of the other curses that the giant monster was alluding to. So there's still some mystery to go into. Like
I don't even know if this show's gonna touch on him.
The only thing that they
it'll
can
just
really
shit it
go
out.
for is literally, I'm going to die in like a year, and it's like that's not interesting.
Man, that would be the fucking worst thing.
Yeah,
and it totally could.
Yeah, it's probably going to be that.
But yeah, Bob, any other things with this, like back rubbing that kept you going? Thinking like shopping for body pillows.
No,
you read the light novel.
I imagine this anime is going to sell a lot of body pillows. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
I see there being a lot of WorldEnd Dakimakuras going around in the near future.
Yeah,
they're going to be like half-size body pillows because they're all goddamn 13.
15.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Most of them are goddamn 15.
No, most of them are goddamn 13 or 12 or whatever. There's 3 of them that are like 15.
Right, but those aren't the romantic interests. The ones under 10, he's like, nah, that's okay. It's too young.
So let's.
Are you sure?
Before we get into talking about intros, outros, and recommendations, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how I was talking about how the writing knows what it's doing, and I'm fucking angry at it.
Uh-huh.
Here's another example. There was the health exam for the 13-year-old whatever green hair in episode 4.
Right.
They get into like, well, you know, their bodies have to be able to show that power, and we need to make sure that they're capable. Not just any one of these leprechaun fairies can wield this thing. Also, she doesn't deal with dairy well, and she's getting cavities. I'm not fucking kidding. Like that was
just great.
Weird
I'm sorry.
I wasn't sure it was a joke. I'm like, why are you telling me that?
Because it's a
Stop filling my brain with this stupid bullshit.
That was gonna be extra sad when she dies.
Her cavities.
No.
Why?
Yeah, that was.
Our crest tie-in!
Yeah, like the way they delivered that, I couldn't tell if that was meant to be a joke or not. What I was supposed to take away from that.
Like if it was early enough, right? If it was episode 1 and we just kept going and it was going and it was going and it did that would have been funny. We're 4 episodes in, the writing has been just doing this the whole time, and then they're like, and she gets cavities. Like, they didn't say it in that way. They were just like, yeah, she can't digest milk too well, and she gets cavities.
Yeah, they say it in the same monotone way that he says everything else. And then this hard writes into the, oh my god, like the mission failed, and him thinking that the girls are dead.
Well, we just don't know until that message comes in. We got a message! Running through a courtyard, screaming about the message, screaming important details. And he's like, what? What are the details? And he's like, I can't tell you. It's top secret. And then he's like, I'm top secret clearance. And then he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he's like, will you tell me it now? It's like a TCP IP protocol.
Yeah, no.
I am
so
sending
bad.
the message. Are you able to receive the message? I'm receiving the message. How long is the message? The message will be approximately 10 story beats long. Okay, I am now ready to receive these 10 story beats.
Yes.
That is the
Episode
right.
4 is the worst episode ever.
Weaponized anime! But yeah, this anime is literally about weaponized lolis. And if it weren't for that scene in episode 2, I really would recommend it. Mostly based on that.
So, we never talked about the dub at all. Because we did watch the dub.
Yeah, we did. Jerry Jewell is the main character, so it's fucking trash. The only good character is Monica Rial.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she plays purple hair.
Yeah,
And
purple hair and Loli.
there's not enough purple hair.
Yeah, no. I will say, I didn't really care for the dub. It just feels very flat and plain. But then again, like when we get to the sub, it kind of felt also very flat and plain. And God, everyone just feels so fucking monotone in this show.
I mean, it's like it's the tone it's going for. As vicious as it is.
Right.
Like it's doing what it wants. You just have to look at it and go, this is a fucking problem.
Yeah, it's just like everyone's monotone. Everyone just kind of exposits information, and then
it's nice that it's not incredibly overwrought. Like,
it's not like
dark,
overwrought with it.
but it's not overwrought because Bob hates overwrought a lot. And if this was just the same tone but overwrought, like I feel like that would bug you way more.
Yeah, no, I would hate this.
That's why all three of us hated Akame Got Kill so damn much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On top of the animation being shit.
Right. God, Akame got killed.
Time to be cool!
I still can't believe that anime was as popular as it was. That anime was so fucking popular, and these people are fucking idiots for
This
it.
podcast will never be popular.
No.
We need to sell some t-shirts. We need to do con
I guess that
stuff.
was-
Like, we need to find something.
Oh, I mean, we have like a small con, like Phantom Con's coming up not too far from now.
We just need to make sure that we're like, 18 or older. We're not going to be able to stop from dropping the F-bomb. Have you listened to even 10 seconds?
So yeah, do we have anything else to say about this show?
Let's talk about the intro.
Oh yeah.
The song is very bouncy and catchy.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, I mean it's very generic poppy animu, but
And yet it's not as cynical as Sakura Quest. No anime song is as cynical and forced as Sakura Quest.
see, I'm not gonna say Sakura Quest because I can't even remember Sakura Quest. It was just forgettable.
Yeah.
See, Sakura Quest to me was just like its intro and outro was so fucking forgettable.
Here's your white bread, fucker. Eat it.
Right? It just felt like we just need an intro. Fuck it, here's an intro.
Bob, where would you put this intro?
I'm always terrible at remembering the intros fully and outros. It's awful. I watch them every time too. So I enjoy them while they're going, and then it's like that's over.
Let me go over the lyrics. It was all we're all going on a field trip.
A field
This is really
trip.
good. It was a really good one.
Field trip. A field trip. You know what bugs me?
But yeah, it was all animated. I remember, like
real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Neither Funimation nor Crunchyroll's apps subtitled the intro.
Nope.
Yeah,
Because
which is weird. Funimation sometimes will. Wait, no, never mind. I was thinking Amazon.
okay,
Amazon.
see, that actually has more to do with because they're not really in charge of the subs. Like that's all like third party stuff, and I think that has to do more with the Japanese licensors on whether or not they bother subbing it or not. The issue.
I always hate that because almost nothing gets a subtitle intro and outro.
Yeah, that is an issue.
I was lucky with Watamote.
Yeah, because I know, like, I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball Super's.
I mean, they
intro
get it in
is
time
subtitled.
for the Blu-rays and
release.
stuff.
I feel like this.
Oh yeah, of course, because
But
that's the actual companies, and they give more of a shit. But like when it's like just streaming, like the because like I said, that's all third party. That's not like Crunchyroll themselves subtitling with their own people.
But Bob, the animation's all right.
Yeah, I remember.
I agree with that.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it is.
How was the music, Bob?
I don't know. It was catchy.
Yeah, the music was fine.
Was it?
I don't know.
Did you catch it? Then it wasn't catchy.
You know, Dan.
Yeah.
The outro to God, what was the name of that thing? Love Tyrant has been stuck in my head several times since it happened.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's a bad song, but it's memorable because it's literally just the voice actress singing, which is
and it's animated terribly.
It's animated terribly, but it's great because it's so bad.
As Bob loses his mind.
It's so bad, it's good.
Yeah, I already stated my idea on the intro. Basically, it applies to the outro too. On this, where like it's animated all right.
Yeah.
The song isn't quite as cynical and shallow. Shallow, and incompetent as Sakura Quest.
I actually like the song they played while they were doing that episode 1, walking around the town a good bit. Like I thought that was neat. It was like some flute solos and stuff. I don't think that actually turned into the intro, which kind of disappointed me.
Yeah, that was disappointing. Yeah. Much like every anime, I'm finding out audio production on the music's way better than the fucking voice acting.
Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, have you seen the way they record that stuff?
I know. It's like us right now.
Right? They walk up to a freaking microphone in the middle of an empty room.
And then they just like, you know, because it's anime, all they have to do is get the chick be like, hey, taking ya. And that's it. That's the only line they ever have. That's what women say in anime. That and Doshio.
Maybe we should go back and review that anime.
What anime?
I can't remember it.
Oh,
it's like
Tosh, do you know?
7 Gods or something.
Do you remember the Itekenya thing?
I don't know what anime that's from.
Okay, we don't know. If you know, leave it in the comments, and by then we will have found out, and we'll be like, "Yo, we fucking know,"
right?
Because we're jerks. But yeah, the outro is also just kind of like, nah.
Yeah, I guess neither of them made a big impression on me, but I guess that also takes something extremely terrible.
Evidently.
Hey, like, or you could have like an extremely awesome intro, like like Death Note's second intro, because I mean, I think that sticks with everybody just seeing it one time.
You mean
just so balls?
You mean all the intros and outros in Watamote? Yeah,
that's another one too.
Yeah, fucking, I'm so fucking spoiled.
Right?
Oh man, I cannot believe. Sorry, I'm just you know, it's the WeeaBoots drinking game. Take it, take a sip. The outro for Watamote very brilliantly did that fucking cell phone thing of like sticking the cell phones next to each other and Kuroki's running through them all. Mm-hmm. Like right after a YouTube video came out where they did that for real. Mm-hmm. I was like, wow, you just fucking did that. That came out like a month ago.
They were on it.
Yeah, they were like, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Then people will watch our show, and they were wrong.
I don't know. That might have done okay.
I hope.
Right? I mean,
there's enough Nendroids.
It keeps getting spin-offs and Nendroids.
And Nendroids and spin-offs. God fucking shit. I forgot there were spin-offs.
Right?
Spin-offs to
Watamote.
Not them animated yet, but like manga.
Yeah, there's a manga about her big booby friend when they were friends back in middle school.
Oh. Huh. That's... All right.
Yep.
That's kind of surprising.
Right? And as a Watamote fan, I guess I need to own all the manga and give a shit about that.
There you go.
Whoops. Idiot. Fucking being a fan.
I'm
gonna go back to video games with its way better models of season passes.
No, Dan, get back!
Get back, Dan, it'll lead you hole!
Season pass 2, I love it!
So Bob, I say for Dan's birthday, we buy him the first volume of that manga. So that way he feels inclined to buy every other volume because he just can't have an incomplete collection.
Do they have a box that is empty and has slots for every manga?
Okay, I got a better idea. Is the second volume out? We'll buy him that instead.
Oh no!
So that way he has to buy the first one.
You know, I've had people do that before as a troll. On a manga I didn't like, and I'm like, ha, you thought I would buy the rest? And I didn't. But this is Watamote, so fuck both of you if you do that. You can go straight to hell. So, Bob.
What's up?
Would you recommend this to anyone?
I can't. I really, like you were saying before, I find the world kind of interesting. Yeah. I wish that they did more, and I wish that they didn't just kind of ruin everything that they had going by episode 3, and also at the end of episode 2 was the the back massage.
I wish every time the chorus cut in, the guitarist didn't shit his pants audibly.
And then episode 4 being one of the worst episodes of anime I've seen.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't get to it. After they do the whole thing where he's, like, trying to get the guy to tell him what happened on the battlefield, freaking, they open a door to left, and the main, like, career girls come out of there. It's like the battle apparently was just over there in the other room. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like they get the message back, and the girls are already there, and he's, like, this guy has an emotional breakdown for, like, 30 seconds before he finds out that they're alive. And it's just like, and we know as the audience, through, just the mere fact that we know they're not going to kill these girls off, at least not this early in the show.
No,
yeah,
I watched a comic book. Oh.
Right.
I mean, you wouldn't kill off all 3 girls.
He could have killed one, though.
Yeah, you could have killed.
Yeah, I mean, Catgirl could have fucking eaten it, or
no,
purple
the blue hair.
I think purple hair is the most likely to go because he had like formed a little bit of a connection. Well, no, because he had formed a connection with her, where she was like fell asleep in his lap or whatever, and that was a cute little scene. But she's not main girl, so she's cannon fodder.
Hail Zeon.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this anime?
God damn no.
Wait. Wait.
What?
Go ahead.
All right.
I'm waiting.
All right. There's really absolutely nothing I liked about this.
Mm-hmm.
The animation isn't good enough to, find it really aesthetically pleasing. The writing is all over the place. Characters just kind of spew exposition. Then it gets really grimdark. Then it gets a little overly sexual. And it just kind of feels all over the place tonally. The writing, I just think, is fucking horrible. The pacing is jackknifes all over the goddamn place. As Bob said, episode 4 is absolute fucking garbage. Especially considering, it was leading into big battle that happens off screen. And I don't like this fucking anime at all.
Okay, Halcyon. Then who would you recommend an anime you don't like?
We got through it without that.
Okay, if you're 14 and you've seen like 3 fucking anime, this is probably your jam. You're gonna think it's the coolest thing. It's like all edgy and grimdark, and there's like girls your age getting groped by guys, and I am sure you will fucking love it.
I gotta tell you, as a podcast host right now, I'm having a quickening.
Guys, you fucking predicted this, didn't you?
In my pants.
Jay, maybe
it
wouldn't be so easy to predict if every week it wasn't 14-year-old kids love this.
Okay, 14-year-olds are dumb pieces of shit. It's not my fault that they like trash.
They're putting writing in the anime that's turning weebs gay.
Look, okay, like 14-year-olds are fucking stupid and they like shit that's edgy and grimdark and they like fan service and they're stupid and they can't fucking help it because their brains aren't developed yet.
If I could
started watching Dragon Ball Z at 14, I think.
Yeah, what are you trying to say about Dragon Ball Z? No, nothing. Me neither. I don't agree with any implications you might have made either. Nope. So if I could find a way to delete episode 2 from existence, I might recommend this anime. Like, it is that bad. Yeah. Episode 2 with that scene is just so, no, I could...
Even with episode 4, with how disjointed it is.
Oh, yeah, no, because I cannot be... No one should ever be able to draw a line back from episode 2 to me.
Yeah.
You never want to have been the guy that was like, oh yeah, this is a good anime, except for, there's the thing at the end of episode 2. No, you don't, because you're still the reason anyone went and watched that scene at the end of episode 2. What the fuck were they thinking?
I don't know.
I still don't know what that was supposed to accomplish.
Like, was that something that was even in the visual novel? Not the visual novel, the light novel. Like, I have to wonder if they just overembellished that to some extreme extent.
I'm sure it was.
I feel
like Willem rubs his thumbs into her shoulder blades as she rides in pain and joy and moans as her toes curl. I can see it.
The worst part is
written that bad and described that fucking poorly too.
I feel like both of your scenarios are incredibly likely.
Right.
They're both so likely. It's just one of the two of those, of the animation production company being like, we need to spice this up for episode 2, really draw people in. Do we got anything sexy? And some guy's like, no. And then they're like, what are you drawing? Make it sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure I can just imagine the shittily phrased words on page that this light novel, like this, how that light novel described
like
that scene.
The fucking 50 Shades of Japan. Yeah, no, I get it. It could have easily just been like, oh, isn't it?
But it's just how different tonally that is from everything else. Is what makes me be like, is this...
See, thing is, does this show have a tone? Because it kind of bounces between them so frequently.
I feel like it has a pretty consistent tone, which is why I don't hate it as much as I do a lot of our other stuff. Once again, I don't think its writing is incompetent. I think it's malicious.
See, thing is, like, I can't agree about that tone, because even without that scene, you still have the first half of episode 1. That's like,
not a half. That's like the third.
That's like a half an episode.
Them walking around the town?
Yeah.
That's like maybe 2 minutes.
That's not 2 minutes.
No way.
Because they make it all the way to the top of the tower, and there's all those other scenes. There's saving
at the top of
There's the saving with the cat. There's the walking around town. There's more walking around town.
You also have like that juxtaposed with the cold open that was like all actiony and stuff. So you get like, you know, that weird tonal shift, and then like episode 4 is just kind of more of like what the first half of episode 1 was, and I just I don't know. I really hate how this show is written.
Yeah,
it's not the worst thing we've watched by far. Like they're
not even close.
Yeah, like, we have watched way worse shit, especially like Love Tyrant. I would say Love Tyrant is a fucking abomination.
Yeah,
this is just a bad anime.
Which is why this week for WeeaBoots, I'm like, okay, watch 4 episodes. That was easy. That was so easy compared to before. But yeah, I really wish that thing in episode 2 didn't exist. I wish I could recommend this to anyone. I wish, because like, it's not great, but I can watch it, which is a bar that most of our shit doesn't even meet. Fucking WeeaBoots is full of trash.
Maybe that's because anime is trash and it was a mistake and Miyazaki was right all along.
If only John C. Anime didn't make anime.
That son of a bitch!
Thanks for listening to this episode of WeeaBoots. Go check out our video game coverage on GigaBoots.com or on YouTube, and consider becoming a patron. Jay is Hail Xeon on YouTube, and our theme song is Android by Luckhash. Go check out more music by Luckhash at www.luckhash.com.
Somersault!
Next, WeeaBoots pick!
Akashic Records of Bastard Magical Instructor.
GigaBoots has been brought to you by the remarkable generosity of Nicholas Cameron and Vincent Pover. And Cywolf. Go to patreon.com/GigaBoots and support GigaBoots today.